Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. It has been a couple of months since I did a class. I hope that the sound is okay. Everybody can hear me and hear just that little bit of music in the background. Welcome to tonight's class. While everybody is filing in, I would love to hear where you're joining me from. If you're not joining me in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, where I am. And the reason why I like to know in my classes where people are coming from is because when we meditate, which we're going to be doing at the end of this class, we actually create a force field of light all across the world, and we connect with each other through the quantum field. And so I always imagine, when I hear that people are from the US or from the UK or from Canada, I'm literally imagining you as a pillar of light out there shining a beacon all across the world, and I am connecting with you through it. So music is a little loud. Okay, thanks Steve for letting me know. I will turn that down just a little bit. How's that? Can you hear me better now? I always appreciate you, Steve, for being my sound check. I hope that that's a little bit better. Hugs to you too, soul sister. Thank you for joining me. Let me just open up the chat. See where you guys are from. Colombia, Gorge. Wow. Okay, Alberta. So we got our province covered. Upper Michigan in Eagle Harbor. Welcome, Kathy. Thank you so much. What I'm about to talk about tonight, I hope I'm going to be able to break it down for you and make it easier for you to understand how to communicate with spirit. Because you guys, I'm not special. I may be sitting in a studio with angel wings in the background and underneath a meditation pyramid, but it's just something that I was told to create, so I created it. So by the end of tonight, you'll be connected and you'll be able to hear and know your guidance team and just see what they're waiting for you to connect with and create. Because it's really amazing when you get into the frequency and flow of the angelic field. I'm telling you, there's many different blessings that can come out of it, from clarity to miracles, strength when we need it, peace when we need it. I'll get into that. Yuka, thank you for joining all the way in the future from Japan. It's morning over there. Thank you. God bless you all the way from Canada. So tonight we are talking about the difference between our ego, our higher self, our spirit guides, and our angels, because it is very important to be able to decipher where our information is coming from. And right now, as you can clearly see, I'm just going to close down the chat for now as we get into the class. Especially right now with the way the world is and what's been going on over the past 3 years and what's going to continue over the next 7, we need to be in divine alignment with our mission, why we're here. So one of the things that I like to be able to do is to teach you guys how to open up those lines of communication, and not just the lines of communication, but the frequency of what you're communicating with. So let me explain, because everything is energy. And as you know, or you wouldn't be in this class, just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. Angels work on a much different frequency, big time different frequency than spirit guides do, than we do, than what we're seeing in our 3D world. And let me explain. So let's start with the bottom. The bottom is the voice of our ego, because we have thousands of thoughts that goes through our head every day. And you guys, the voice of spirit, it's mixed in there. It is. So how do you know which is which and which one to listen to? Well, the voice of our ego, that one, it is very critical. It is built on survival. It is the primary job of the ego is survival. So it plays out what if. It's usually rooted in fear, right? And we all know fear is false evidence appearing real. Ego, 3D, what we're seeing outside of us, right? Instead of what's inside of us. That is coming from the voice of ego. When we pick it apart, you'll be able to tell the difference, and by the end of this class, hopefully feel the difference between the levels and the different voices that are coming in, the different fields of energy that are coming in. So the voice of our ego, it helps to protect us. It creates boundaries. It is conditioned by what we've learned. It's conditioned by our parents and society. It's the information that's coming from 3D in. That's the voice of ego. It is often the loudest, and it screams at you and it doesn't shut up. That's the voice that you want to definitely turn down and turn off, right? Because it always wants to be right. It never wants to listen to what the other person has to say, or taking into account another person and what they're going through or what they're experiencing, their side of the story. That voice that never shuts up, that's arguing, that's the 3D egoic voice. Usually comes from the left brain logic. And if you break it apart and actually think of the two hemispheres of the brain, the left brain logic is rooted in 3D. It is what we can see, touch, taste, feel with our senses. It is our math and our science. And but yet, when we want to switch into 5D, it's what we're feeling. It is what we are creating within us. The right hemisphere of the brain is the one that's connected to source. So when we want to be able to hear the higher guidance systems, we need to be into our right brain, steeped in 5D. So let's still finish talking about our ego, because a lot of people are living in their ego right now. They just don't want to be wrong, right? And one of the greatest things that we can do is admit when we're wrong. A lot of the time when we admit when we're wrong and we ask for forgiveness or we apologize, it completely severs that cord of anger that was bouncing back and forth between you and that person. It severs it. So, and trust me when I say these cords that we create a cord with every single interaction that we have with someone. And the way we leave them, or the way they leave us in our brain, is often exactly how we're going to remember it. So if we've argued with them, if we've argued with someone, right, all the good that came before that, it's almost like that's wiped out, and all you can see is that argument. But the minute forgiveness enters that atmosphere, it severs that, it erases it. And those good amazing memories come flooding back. Forgiveness alleviates the heaviness that we've been carrying around. Our ego doesn't like to forgive. It likes going to therapy. Our ego likes to play the victim. The poor, poor, poor me. What about me? What about me? Right? So those voices, when we're aware of it, when we're aware of the story that we're telling ourselves, we can often look around and see how it's being created in our reality. So we need to be very discerning with the voices that are going through us, right? Because if we're listening to the shitty committee all day long, what is that going to create? It's going to create nervousness within the body, hypertension, all sorts of heart issues, right? Hanging on to high stress and high anxiety, that's going to wear you out. And it's also going to emanate from your field of energy. We all know what a bad mood feels like, looks like in another person. And if we're walking by them, it's like, ooh, you can just kind of feel it emanating from them within their field of energy. Because it's contagious. A bad mood is contagious, but so is a good mood. So is a good mood. And I truly believe that all it takes is one person floating in joy, floating in happiness, radiating that peace, and you can shift a whole darn room with it. You really can. We are alchemists. If you're watching this with me right now, you are an alchemist. You are here to help shift your reality and the reality of the people that interact with you on a daily basis. Because think of it this way. At the end of this video, I am simply just a memory in your mind, right? I'm just a memory. Same thing with when you interact with someone else. They're just a memory 5 minutes after you've left them. So what kind of a memory do you want to leave in people's minds? Because I'm telling you, there is a tapestry that is being woven with each and every one of us. And when we are leaving bad memories inside of people's minds, we will be held accountable. That goes on replay when we cross to the other side because we never cleared it up. And that's why I understand, like I don't drink simply because I have a condition that it would put my body on fire if I did. But when you hear about the 12-step program and the importance of asking for forgiveness, going and actively seeking out someone that you've hurt and making it right, do you know what that does? It changes the memory that person was holding of you. It shifts how they see you. And that's how you want to be remembered, as the one who brought peace to the situation. Because when we get to the other side, we are judged by our peers, by ourselves, through the eyes of every single person that we've ever interacted with. And this is where our ego can get us into trouble, because sometimes it's so big that we just can't bring ourselves to say, I'm sorry, and make it right. So just understand that there are karmic repercussions when we live in that state of ego all the time. We're never right all the time. So, how does the voice of the ego feel? It feels like this. It feels like anxiety. It feels like a pit in your stomach that goes, what if? That can cause a panic attack if you're not careful with it, right? Get that voice under control. How I did that was I actually heard a saying that totally changed my mindset. And you never know how your advice to someone will stick out as a memory in their mind, because I don't even remember who said this to me, but it changed my life. And it says, depressed people live in the past, anxious people live in the future, peaceful people live in the present. And so whenever I start to feel that what if game starting to be played in my head, I pull myself back down to the now. How do I do that? I focus on my body. I go, where's my bum? Okay, I can feel my bum sitting right here. I can feel my feet on the floor. Kathy, I will put that up in the chat when remind me at the end, because I'm on a roll. I'm scared I'm going to forget and just start typing. I'm not that good at typing. But I feel myself. I feel myself like this. And I put myself back into this now moment. And I observe what's around me, what I can smell, what I can feel, what I can taste, what I can touch. Okay, now I'm present. Because the only way to affect change is to stay present. Honestly, worrying about the future, right? Worries are in the future. That's what gives you anxiety, impending doom. When you're worried, it hasn't happened yet. Well, guess what? What if, instead of playing the what if, the place burns down, what if it is the best darn experience of your life? What if a miracle is waiting for you 5 minutes before it happens? And you just spent those 2 months, 6 months, a year, however long it was, worried about something that had a miracle at the end of it, right? This is how faith is taught to us. It really, really is. This is where we just got to lean in and have faith. Because I'm telling you, when you shake off and step out of that depression and anxiety, that's the heavy stuff. That's the heavy stuff that puts weight on our body, because our body's always listening to what our mind is perceiving. And an ego weighs a lot. It does. It weighs. So check it and watch your body start responding. It really, really, really will. When I started to, I still remember the first time, because I know that you guys don't know me past this screen. A lot of you don't, but we all have a story. And there was a period in my life where I couldn't even get out of bed. For 2 years, I was in chronic pain. My heart hurt. I'd lost both my parents back to back. Life was awful. I couldn't stop crying. And I still remember the first time I felt a glimpse of joy. I was driving on McLeod Trail, and just all of a sudden, I felt this, I felt my body relax. And I felt 1,000 pounds lighter. And all of a sudden I perked up, what was that? What was that? And then I started praying for more of it. I started sitting in a state of prayer, and it came. More of it came. And then I started trying to activate that within me throughout my day, finding my peace. Put a little reminder in your phone if you have to. Find your peace. Not scrolling on Instagram or TikTok, finding your peace. Turning it all off for 5 minutes and just find your peace. You can do it. The more you practice, the more you become. You trained your body into a frenzy, you can train it right out of it. It's a choice. It's always a choice. And how we look at life is a choice. You guys, we could be happy on death row. It's up to us to create that happiness within us. And the ego doesn't like that. The ego doesn't let that. So as much as it wants to defend us and create securities and protect us, we're above that. That's 3D. We already know we are protected because we're calling on it. If you don't call on your protection, I'm covering that in this. It's one of my categories. Because it is very important that we open that dialogue between our spirit guides, our angels, God, the big guy himself. And I don't want you to think of, when I say God, I don't want you to think that I'm thinking of a guy with a beard on this big throne. The God that I perceive is ultimate love, ultimate justice, ultimate creation, creator of everything, the original breath. That is a frequency, an energy that you can align yourself with. So whatever God looks like to you, it's going to look and feel different to each and every one of us. It's a personal experience. Just invite it in. Invite it in. Open that door. Because I'm telling you, there's something so much greater than us. So much greater than us. But this is where free will comes in. We have to open that door. We can just go, yeah, no thanks, not this lifetime. Maybe in the next lifetime I'll believe in that stuff. It's free will, free choice. So let's talk about the voice of your higher self. What's the difference? So we know the ego is down here, feels stress in the body. A lot of the time it's fight or flight, puts you into fight or flight, right? The voice of your higher self is the voice of your intuition. Now I want you to stop and think, how does that feel to you? This is where we're switching from 3D thinking to 5D feeling, using our heart instead of our head. And that's a big thing that we got to switch into. There's been a huge spiritual awakening on the planet. But a lot of people are still using their head instead of their heart. Your heart and your truth resonates at a different vibrational frequency, and it hits your body in a different way. So truth feels like a statement. I know this to be true. This is my truth. It is a fact. There's no other alternatives to this truth, right? I know my name is Patricia. Or I think my name is Patricia. When you think, you're not sure. When you know, because that's truth, right? When something isn't truth, it's weak. It's very weak. It doesn't have the vibration of strength behind it, right? Truth hits differently within the body. So your higher self is that part of you that's way up in the sky with the big guy looking down, giving you advice. It's your connection to the quantum field, to the universe. It is the voice of your feelings. How do you feel? Your higher self, when you start listening to how you feel, it will guide you. And I'm not talking about emotions. Emotions will actually fuel your manifestation. If you want to get into the science behind manifesting, it's emotion and intention, and feel it. Feel as though it's already there, right? You have to have the intention. And the more you have that feeling, that burning desire for something, guess what? You're going to make it happen. One way or another, you're going to make it happen. Look back in your life. Everything that you really, really, really wanted, you probably got. And you're looking at it in the reality all around you, right? If we don't want something, or if we don't want it bad enough, it usually doesn't manifest in our life. Because sometimes we have to be able to put in the blood, sweat, and tears, right? So when it comes to manifesting, I'll give you just this little tidbit. Manifest your passions, because your passion and your purpose, they're one. They're one. What do you love to do? We've all been brought here with very, very specific instructions for our mission. And that's why some people like making shoes, some people like playing with computers, some people like being nurses and doctors and creators. We're all needed in our own different capacity all across the world. So there has to be all these different flavors of creation in order to create this world that we're seeing, right? But if you don't like what you're doing, you're not going to manifest it very well, because you're not going to put in the hard work. You won't stay after hours. You'll be counting down the clock until it's 5 o'clock, time to punch out. Can't wait to get the heck out of here, right? So if you're not in the job that you love right now, or you feel stuck in your life, go back and think, what are my hobbies? And can I make it a paid hobby? Is there a way for me to make money doing something that I absolutely love to do? And then go out and do it, because you'll never ever know how amazing you can be if you don't try. The only way to learn is to live, to do, right? Our creator, our higher self, and our angels can give us the ideas, but we have to put the work in order to see it manifest into this 3D world. By the way, when we're in 5D, you travel at the speed of thought. You manifest at the speed of thought. And I know our higher self knows this, but I think on a human level, our spirit also knows this, and that's why we get so frustrated when what we want doesn't manifest right away. It takes a while to bring things into solid fruition in this realm. So be patient, because right now, what you are manifesting, I'm telling you, you're moving towards something big, or you wouldn't be here tonight, ready and ready and waiting for the answers, for the messages, waiting for the clarity. You're asking for it. And that's why I know that you signed up for this class today, because there's something within you that needs that connection. So we will do a meditation at the end of this class that will align your frequency, your energy field, with the field of your angels, your guides, and the vibration of miracles. So I want you to pay attention and just notice what happens in your life after in the next couple of weeks. And reach out to me and let me know, if you start to notice the subtle changes that start to happen when you invite spirit into your life, because it does get pretty darn miraculous when you're aligning your energy with the field of miracles. So, okay. So, voice of your higher self. It is your internal guidance system. I want you to feel it rather than perceive it. Your higher self also communicates with you through dreams, by the way. So use a dream book and interpret the messages that, if you are a vivid dreamer, chances are spirit is using that means of communication in order to get your attention and to give you a message. Usually that's your higher self speaking to you in dreams. Now, oh yeah, and it's a feeling of inner knowingness. I wrote this stuff down so I wouldn't forget. A feeling of inner knowing. That's your higher self. When you lock into the truth of your higher self, like I said, it's this instead of this. So if you're unsure of your next move, I got the answer for you. So, the voice of your spirit guides. These are the entities or spirits that are closest with you. They are your soul friends that never leave your side. They're always there 24/7, ready to take your questions, ready to give you advice. They're kind of like your proverbial psychologist too, that you can talk to. So how do you communicate with your spirit guides? Well, one of the things that I did years ago in order to meet my spirit guides was I did a guided meditation where I visualized this beautiful, beautiful tree in the middle of a field. And there was this gorgeous, comfy blanket spread out underneath the tree. And I visualized myself walking across the field, right up to the blanket, where my spirit guides were sitting there waiting for me. And I saw all of them. I got a chance to meet all of them. I have four spirit guides that I work with every day, that when I have questions or I need clarity, I go to my spirit guides and I ask them. One of the ways that I started opening up those lines of communication with them was I would go for a drive And I'll tell you why. Go for a drive, mow the lawn, wash the dishes, vacuum, something that you're doing on autopilot that gives your left brain logic something to do. You're getting the left brain out of the way while you're moving out through the right brain and into the fifth dimension, where you can open up those lines of communication. And it feels like you're having a conversation with yourself, not that big egoic voice, that one that wants to take over and doesn't want to listen and is arguing in your head. No. Your spirit guides don't ever do that. They never come in with fear or anxiety. They feel like your best friend. They don't, and they do feel different than your angels do. And I'll explain that one. But your spirit guides, I can, even just talking about them, I can feel the four of mine right here, right beside me. And they're like your soul family. They've been with you long before you got here. And a lot of the time we don't even recognize their voice because it blends in with ours so well. How often are you giving yourself advice? Right? It sounds like you talking to you. It really does. But guess what? The voice of your spirit guides are mixed in there as well. Totally mixed in there as well. And I know it for sure, for a fact, because the voice of one of my spirit guides was caught on tape. And you can, I'll send the link. Steve, I'm going to get you to remind me to do this. But I'm going to send you guys the link to the EVP that was caught on tape. And it was clearly the voice of one of my spirit guides, and I even know which one it was. And clear as a bell. And I know that was my spirit guide because there was a reading that I was doing with just myself and another female in my office. And she was recording the session. I never record. I don't hang on to people's information. It's gone. When you guys walk out the door, I don't remember anything. Anyways, so she was recording, and her mom actually caught the voice when she was playing it later on that evening to her. And I'm explaining to her about talking to your angels and talking to your spirit guides and listening. And then all of a sudden it says they'll show you. And he finishes off my sentence. I was kind of talking so fast that I stuttered on my words and paused for a minute. Well, during the pause, he said exactly the words that I heard in my head to say. Now, did it sound like a guy talking to me in my head? No, it didn't. It sounded like me talking to me. When I'm doing a reading with you guys, with anybody, it's not like I'm hearing some disembodied voice or, some dead loved one in my head. It's not like that. It feels like, oh, I remember when they said this. Oh, I remember when they did this. Oh, I remember, when that person was murdered and buried over there. It's like you're talking to you. So this is where I'm saying our mind is the master communicator with the universe. It's like a radio transmitter sending and receiving all day long. And I mean it. We can actually, oh, thank you, Steve. He shared the EVP in the chat if you guys want to check it out. Clear as a bell. So anyways, when you start to realize that even your thoughts have frequency and can be heard across the world, because they can. Remote viewing taught me that. Same thing with love. Love taught me that. My husband and I are so close and so much on the same wavelength that I can get him to think of me. I can get him to call me just by putting that signal out, because we're on the same wavelength, right? He can do that to me too. I can hear him when he's calling me. I can hear him. Clear as a bell. So it's a thing, you guys. It's just a thing that our society hasn't been taught. And And just because we haven't been taught it doesn't mean it's not real. We got to get that crap out of our head. We got to drop the conditioning that this realm has taught us to believe, because you guys, we are so flippin' powerful. Seriously. And I know that we have come here to shift human beings out of this reality and timeline that we're heading towards. Because it does feel very doomsday-ish out there. But guess what? That's when the light kicks in. That's when we begin to shine our best, right? And if you sit and start meditating and ask your spirit guides, ask your angels, how can I be the greatest blessing to humanity? Show me my contribution. What am I here for? Show me what I am here to create. Start asking those questions. Go for a drive and ask those questions. Like I said, you're giving your left brain logic something to do. And therefore, especially when you're talking out loud, talk out loud. Don't be scared. People think you're on the phone. Who cares? Talk out loud and just feel the presence of your spirit guides in the car. You can also do this with your loved ones or your angels. Whatever you are directing your consciousness to, in the 5D, they're getting it like this, and they're going to fill up your vehicle right quick. And the advice that's on that plane of information will come in when you align with it. And ask and you shall receive. When you're in that state of open heart, ready to receive, it comes, it does. How does it come? It comes as the ideas. It comes as that bounce back voice that's talking to you, that literally feels like a conversation. You're having it in your head with yourself, but it can be the best darn conversation you've ever had. That's the one that I want you to look for. Your spirit guides are full of information. They know your soul mission. So talk to them. Open up that dialogue. Like I said, do a guided meditation where you're meeting them, and then trust what you see. That's a big one too. Trust what you see, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. Oh, hang on, guys. Sorry. Okay. I accidentally bumped something. So I hope that everybody can hear me okay. Okay? Okay, good. So your everyday advice will come from your spirit guides. They got great advice. Go to them for everyday advice. Now, let's talk about angels, my favorite topic. Angelic energy, like I said, your spirit guides will kind of feel like your homies, like your people that know you, right? Angels feel different than that. Angels elevate. That joy that I felt in my minivan as I was driving down McLeod Trail a few years back, that I know that the presence of my angels were with me in that vehicle in that moment. Because all of a sudden, it was this wave of euphoric peace that washed over me. And everything in me went, oh. Angelic energy gives you the tingles when they're around. Your body will start to feel light and peaceful. Almost like you've had a spiritual orgasm. I don't know how else to explain it, but you just feel when they're around. The other thing that I've noticed is that my ears will start ringing when my angels are around. When someone's talking in my ear, remember that they are frequency. So they will come in as a ringing in your ear. So if you've been hearing more ringing lately, chances are your angels are trying to get your attention. It's probably not tinnitus. I don't want you to rule it out, but If you're in alignment, you're going to hear that ringing a lot more often. How is that happening? Because they're literally coming into your field of energy, leaning over, whispering in your ear, and it's coming through as a tone. Now, if you can't hear it or it's coming in as a tone, how do you know what they're saying? Well, guess what? This is where our higher self comes in. Our higher self already knows the answers. And I truly believe that when we're getting that tone, we're getting a download, we're getting a message from our angels, right? And when our higher self aligns with it, it just comes like that. It comes as clarity, moments of clarity in divine time, as needed. It does. It just comes in. So invite them in. One of the things that I do every day when I get up is I put my hands up in the air and I say the prayer, say, Lord, use me as an instrument of your peace. Show me how to be the biggest blessing to humanity today. Work through me, Lord. Work through me. Work through my hands. Work through my words and my mouth. Work through my body. Work through me. Let me be that instrument of your divine energy. Then I go to work and it just pours in. The messages just come. They do. Because it's a divine alignment that begins to take place. So when I'm inviting my angels in, I can feel when they merge with my field of energy, because it feels like that warm rush, that tingly energy moving all down me. I can feel it like a nice warm hug like this all around me. It's pretty cool when you invite them in. And angels have different personalities. We can call on them for very different things. Like the two that I call on the most are Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael. Those are my two homies. Those are my angels. Archangel Michael, he protects me. I ask him to guard, guide, and protect me. Every reading that I'm doing, before I even do my reading, I'm saying a prayer. I'm asking, Lord God Almighty, all of my angels, my spirit guide, to align with my field of energy, to guard, guide, and protect me, and to show me the truth of what you need to know. And then it just comes. Information of the highest good. It's a divine alignment. It is. And we can align our brainwaves, our mind, body, soul. We can align ourselves with this energy. Not just 5 minutes every 2 weeks. We can align with it every single day and be that vessel of light for other people to slowly ignite theirs, right? That's how we share it. Because as much as a bad mood is contagious, so is a good mood. So is a good mood. We can lift someone just with a smile or a hug. And Lord knows we need them hugs after the last few years. So give them out. Give them out. And watch people's energy shift. When you are projecting kindness, guess what you're going to get back? Kindness. We are literal mirrors for each other. And how you treat me, chances are, is how I treat you out in the real world, right? So, back to angels. How do we know the difference between our angels and our spirit guides, the voices of them? Spirit guides often even have a sense of humor. So do angels sometimes, but I find them softer. I find them like this. Spirit guides are like linking arms with me. You know what I mean? Their advice is like a guidance counselor. They're always there. Our angels, we have to invoke. We have to invite them in. That's part of that free will thing. Each and every one of us came with a team of spirit guides, but your angels, you need to invoke. You need to invite in. So get into the habit of asking your angels for their support, their strength, their guidance, their protection, their abundance. And then imagine it flowing in, because you can invite it, but not actually believe it. And then it's not going to work, because your field of energy is projecting static when they're projecting color and light, right? It's not going to mix. It's like oil and water. So we need to clear our energy fields first when we want to align with the highest vibrations of miracles and health and healing and protection. So the greatest thing that you can do is, as you're asking for this, visualize what you're asking for. Visualize it coming down around you. A source of light, a source of protection, a bubble, an egg, a shield, your armor of light. The other thing that I like to do when I feel that energy pouring down all around me, I will literally visualize the pores on my skin, every pore on my body opening up and breathing in that light. And I see it super saturating every cell in my body. And then I see it going into all the organs, the bones, all of it. And then I ignite that light within me and start to push it back out into my auric field. And I'm telling you, knock on wood, I haven't had a sniffle since way before the pandemic. Nothing, not a day where I even had a headache or went, oh my God, I'm feeling a little weird. Nothing. And I truly believe it's because I take the time to shield up every day. Because if you think about it, an illness, what's going on out there, the viruses and all that, it's outside of you that has to go through your auric field in order to go into your body and affect your immune system. So catch it before it even goes in. Catch it before it even touches you. Cleanse your auric field. Protect it. Put on that golden shield of armor. Nothing will touch you. Have that divine alignment with perfect health because you asked for it and you received it. And watch your immunity go way up. You won't be sick all the time, I promise you. It's an energy. It's energy. And when do we get sick? When our energy is down here, right? When we're not sleeping properly, not eating properly, maybe not taking care of ourselves or vitamins, whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Those are low vibrational things that will pull us down. So if you're feeling drained, breathe in that light. Connect to source energy. Connect it into your field. See all darkness being completely dissolved off of you, out of you, and away from you. You'll feel the shift. You'll feel the shift. But you gotta believe it in order to have it, right? To feel it. Like when I do that exercise, it feels like every part of me goes fuzzy on the inside. All of me starts to tingle, almost like that tingling, if you're hyperventilating or breathing really fast. It feels like that, even though I'm not breathing fast. I'm just inviting that golden light into my body and it creates that same effect. Calms me right down too. So they're a frequency that we can align with. That is what it feels like when you're in the presence of angels. It's calming. It is joyful. It is this type of energy instead of this, right? It's a higher vibrational frequency, a different realm. It's a different realm even than your spirit guides or your loved ones in spirit. All different realms, different, almost like different phone numbers or different channels that you can ask to receive from. And you'll see it manifest in your life. You will. So with angels, you can actually see them with your eyes. If you were in studio with me, I would take you outside on my deck and I would show you how to see angels with your own eyes. So I'll describe it to you, and the next sunny day, it's better on a sunny day when you're looking at a clear blue sky. What I want you to do is, I want you, when you're ready to see them, you gotta ask. You gotta ask. So take a moment, close your eyes, and ask for your angels to flood the sky with their presence. Now what you're gonna see is little flashes of light, little tiny sprigs of light, almost like fireflies, but they're not fireflies. They look like little sperms of light. I don't know how else to explain it, but they look like little flying lights everywhere. And the more you call on them, the more they will come. The angels that you see when you do that, those are called angels in waiting. They're literally waiting there to be of service to you. Those are the angels that come and, rescue the baby from, they give the mom superhuman strength to lift the car off of the baby. That kind of stuff, those are your angels in waiting, and they're the first ones to come and show up when you ask for it. And like I said, on a clear blue sky, you can literally see them. Keep looking up into the sky. Allow your eyes to just kind of glaze over like you're looking through the sky, and you will see them everywhere. How do I know those are angels? First off, it says in the Bible that 1,000 angels can fit on the head of a pin, and that's because they're quantum energy. They're beyond what we can see with our eyes. And it's us that has attached a human body with a pair of wings to go, oh, that looks like an angel to me, right? They do fly. Absolutely, they fly. They're quantum. They look like little tiny sprigs of light flying everywhere. You're not losing your mind. Your eyes aren't going wonky. When you start to see them, say hello, because they're making their presence known to you. And there are definitely different places that that angels will have more of a concentration in. Nature is one of them, especially over lakes, over water sources, places of faith. I just recently got back from doing a trip to Ireland and England, and I have to say I went into as many churches as I could and said a prayer. I didn't care if it was Catholic, Protestant, Hindu, I didn't care. I went to go pray, and I believe that God hears all of our prayers. It doesn't need to be in a church. It could be on your knees, in a trench. I believe that it's just as powerful anywhere, but the presence of the angels and the Holy Spirit that I felt in these churches was just amazing. I went into a church that was 1,500 years old, and I thought to myself, how many prayers, how many miracles and tears have been shed in this place of worship? How many times have angels been invoked within these four walls? So you can really feel it at different sacred sites throughout the world. There is a concentration. I definitely believe in vortexes. Well, that's science. That's not woo-woo stuff. Vortexes are not woo-woo stuff. There's a science to vortexes. It's when ley lines intersect. Ley lines are the Earth's grid that connect all around the world. And when this grid intersects, or the lines intersect, it creates a vortex of energy. So there are certain vortexes that, depending on the way it spins, it can make you feel elated and it can heal you very quickly. And then there's vortexes that can make you feel very, very, very sick. So it really depends on what field of energy it's in. But I went to Stonehenge, and I went to Avery Stone Circle. I had the pleasure of having a private tour of Stonehenge and being able to feel the energy of the stones and be right in it. It's definitely a vortex. It's definitely a place where people came to not just meditate and pray, but I definitely believe that there's burials all around that area. In there, they would bury the dead. But it's a sacred vortex. It really is, these stone circles. And it's like they marked out where the vortexes were. The ancient people did. I also believe that so many light workers from across the world have come and prayed on every stone in Stonehenge, that the energy there is quite peaceful. I felt that it was very, very healing energy. I could feel the presence of wisdom keepers all on that land. And it almost felt like many different dimensions of realities were floating there all at once. But yet it was peaceful. Now, just 20 minutes down the road, the Avery Stone Circle, that felt a little chaotic. It did something with time. It was the weirdest thing that happened when we were driving up into Avery. I stayed there in the Gravedigger's Cottage, on the grounds of St. James Church. St. James Church was erected in 1098, and the Gravedigger's Cottage, you literally walk out the door and there's a grave, and these graves are really flippin' old, some as old as the church. And the energy, and this is all within the stone circle, the little hamlet or town of Avery is within the stone circle. And no matter where you went, you could feel the energy of it for miles. And the energy of Avery felt a lot more scattered, a lot more outside of time, outside of this reality. I felt like when I was going to bed, I felt like I was outside of my body constantly astral traveling or getting knocked out of my body. Even when I came back, I had a hard time almost pushing myself back into this reality. It literally felt like I was different, is a better way to say it, different. Because all of a sudden I could see things so much clearer, even clearer than before. And I can see the threads of time so clearly, how everything is connected, and the patterns of history, and how history repeats itself. And how if we don't start bringing the goodness of God back into this reality, we're in trouble. We're in trouble, honestly. And I'm not talking about organized religion, God. I'm talking about the frequency of goodness, hope, truth, faith, joy, vitality. You walk around and you're seeing a lot of great people out there right now. But if you're watching this, you've been called to accelerate your light at this time and to receive a higher vibration within you so that you can decode and see clearly what it is that you are here to do. So, before we go into our meditation, does anybody have any questions that they wanted to ask? I'll just open up the chat for a second. I forgot to say, and Daniel 1111, I love, love, love the name. I've got 1111 tattooed on my foot. And that's the other way angels will communicate with you, is through angel numbers. So I'm really glad that I pulled up the chat. 1111 is an angel number. It is an awakening number. Numbers absolutely have a vibration, and they will tell you a story if you look them up. I know this is going to sound really weird, but I have something called synesthesia. So when I tell you I can feel the vibrational difference between a 1 or a 7, there's a massive, massive difference. 1 tastes like vanilla. 7, it tastes like, oh my God, my synesthesia is a little insane. But my numbers, I see them all in colors. My numbers and my alphabet are all different. They feel different to me. I can tell when someone's name is their soul name, or it vibrates with their soul, or it doesn't, because a name has a vibration to it, right? So when you are seeing angel numbers, repetitive numbers, just go online, look it up. Just go angel number 555 and meaning of, and you'll see what. Daniel says, I read for him. You read for me, Patricia, on the 108th day of this year. Wow, very cool. I'm gonna have to do the math on that to see what the date was. Oh, thank you, Steve, for putting up Sacred Scribe angel numbers. I have to say that is the best one. I think she goes by Joanne Sacred Scribe. She's got really, really good, great on par messages with what the numbers say. So yes, definitely use her. Okay, Megan says, what about loved ones in spirit? How do we know which are angels and which are loved ones and which are archangels? Okay, good question, because they're all different vibrational frequencies, big time. Okay, if you were to close your eyes and think of the energy of your dad, right? What does your dad feel like to you? What does he smell like? How tall is he? When you think of putting your arms around your dad, or someone that you love, someone that you know, someone that you love, okay? Imagine their energy. What do they feel like? Can you tell the difference between your father's energy and your mother's energy if you were blindfolded and you felt them come into the room? Because there is a distinctive difference, right? A male's energy feels different than a female's energy. And so each person has their own energetic signature that is unique to them, that is comprised of their likes, their dislikes, their memories, who they are, their illnesses. Everything makes your unique vibrational signature. So if you know the vibrational signature of your loved one in spirit, you can literally feel when they come around. And even if they're not deceased, can you tell the difference between your mom, your dad, your husband, or your child? It's kind of like for us moms who, remember sleeping, and you wake up at 3 a.m. with your kids standing beside you, staring at you, and you just kind of wake up and go like this because you felt it. You felt someone standing beside you, right? You felt it. The voice of spirit and the lines and means of communication is through feelings more so than anything else. When it comes to your loved ones, you will know it because you'll feel them. They'll pop into your mind all of a sudden. Usually when they have a message for you, they'll pop in. A song on the radio will pop on, because songs are vibration, and vibration is their language in spirit. It's just which channel is it coming from, right? When we're out of our body, think of yourself as a personal vibration. And when we align with that energy, you pull it in. So we'll say you're thinking of your father in spirit. And this is just hypothetical. I'm not reading into you, so or anything like that. I'm just hypothetically saying, think of, if your dad is in spirit, think of his energy and how it feels. And then think of a grandmother's energy and how it feels. It's different. It's different. You can feel the vibration is different because it's based on who they are, who they were, who they still are. Your likes, your dislikes, your memories, all of that is what makes up the soul signature, right? So our loved ones in spirit will still feel like them. If they brought you fear in this life, you'll feel fear and be like, ugh, right? If they brought you love and comfort, you'll feel the vibration, that which they are. I hope that makes sense. Now, with your angels, like I said, it's this vibration. The archangels, see, you got to call on your angels so you'll know which one is coming in. If you call on an archangel, guess what's coming in? One of the archangels. If you call on a team of warrior angels to guard, guide, and protect you, it's the warrior angels that are showing up. Who are you putting your call out to? They're the ones that are going to receive and come in. Nancy says, I've been wondering for a few classes now, which is the music you've been playing in the background. Okay, so there is an amazing channel called Soul Soothing on YouTube, and this is their music. It's music of the archangels. What I love about the channel Soul Soothing is they use binaural beats in the background of their music. So you're literally feeling the and vibrating with the vibration of peace and healing and love, and so you'll have a visceral response if you listen to it with headphones on. It's pretty cool. So turn on Soul Soothing. I usually have it playing on. I have the YouTube subscription so that I can have no ads, because I have this stuff playing in my house all the time, and it literally feels like walking into a day spa. Can you get the spiritual tingles from guides and loved ones as well? Or do I assume it's angels when I get the tingles? Tingles are usually angels. They're usually angels. It's usually angels merging into your field because that's what they do. I can't say that I've ever felt a loved one give me the tingles before. I've felt a nudge before, or felt them standing close to my field, almost like, oh, someone's standing behind me. But when you're getting angelic tingles, it's like from head to toe. You feel it. It's a vibration that's like, whoa, what was that? And it just feels amazing. So I'd say I'd reserve the tingles for angels. Oh, Daniel, you sent me the gematria calculator on April 18th. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm learning more and more about gematria all the time. That's very, very interesting. Yeah, maybe you could, Daniel, maybe you could put that calculator up in a link to it in the messages, because for anybody who's interested in decoding the universe, because the universe does speak to us in patterns and numbers, and so that is an excellent way to decode things. Yeah. Okay, so let's do our meditation before we run out of time. Okay, Debbie says, every once in a while, I get a really excited feeling, kind of like kid at Christmas. Any ideas? That's what angelic energy feels like. That's literally what angelic energy feels like. Oh, perfect, Daniel. Thank you so much for putting the calculator up in the comments. You guys take a peek at that. It's quite fascinating. It really, really is. Yeah, my numbers add up to 77, and I was born in 77, and there's a lot of 77 in mine. April, you can't see it? Daniel just put it underneath where he said, ask and you shall receive. So, okay, I'll let you guys figure that out. I'm going to close down the chat, and I am going to lead you guys into an angelic invitation meditation. And I think that this is so important because when you feel their energy coming in, this time you'll notice. This time you'll feel the shift. And then you'll know how they communicate and what they feel like to you. Because remember that even all the stuff that I've said here tonight, this is how I perceive it. This is how it's generally perceived. But just like pain, it's all perceived according to each and every one of us, right? So it may look different to you than it does to me. But generally speaking, this is the way to decode who's around you and who's talking to you. Because like I said, when you sit back and you observe, observe, become the observer. Don't actively engage in the conversation. Observe what's going on in your head. How often do you do that? Because that's the other thing that I started doing, was observing. And then I started to notice, okay, who's talking to me? And which voice should I be listening to? I no longer play the what if game. I've turned off the shitty committee altogether. And I gotta tell you, I got my joy back. I got my peace back, and I feel amazing. So I encourage you guys to start observing, and you'll notice exactly why your reality is the way it is, how you're creating it, and you'll also gain the clarity that you need to create a better one, or one that you absolutely are falling madly in love with. Because you guys, we're all here to create different things, right? Okay, let's do this. So I want you to sit comfortably, close your eyes. Let's just begin to breathe intentionally and just feel the energy of your breath. Moving in and down, and exhaling out any stress, any resistance. Just see it leaving your body on the exhale. And with your eyes closed, I want you to look around your room. Move your head to the left. And with your eyes closed, take a look at what's in front of you. Now moving your head to the right. Imagine what is to the right of you. Now bringing your head back to center. With your eyes closed, I want you to see the surroundings that you are in right now. Look all around you, including behind you. And in your mind's eye, I want you to see the most brilliant, beautiful, golden, protective light begin to pour down around you. Just begin to breathe that golden shield of protection all the way down through your shoulders, through your back and your chest, covering your stomach, your legs, your feet. See a shimmering liquid gold pouring all down through the field of energy around you. And I want you to wrap it down around your feet. And take a nice deep breath. And I want you to expand that golden light into every organ, all the tissues and layers and muscles, all the veins and the nerves, capillaries and bones. Breathe it all the way in. And as you exhale, I want you to see that beautiful golden light dissolving all darkness, hiding within your body. I want you to see that light quieting your mind. And as we begin to create that sacred space for two-way communication with our angels, our higher selves, and our loved ones in spirit, I want you to bring your awareness to your heart. I want you to feel the energy of your heart. Does it feel heavy? Does it feel tight? Let's take a moment and just breathe that pure divine light that we are calling upon now. Breathe it into your heart. And expand it all through the layers of who you are. And with an open heart, we ask for our guardian angels to stand in the room that you are in now, to come in with an amplified field of energy so that you may know exactly where they stand. Simply ask them to amplify their light, their love. And in your mind's eye, and with your eyes closed, I want you to scan the room and feel for where the energetic signature of your guardian angels stand. Using your third eye, I want you to see them if they stand before you or behind you or to the side of you. You will feel their glow, their joy and their love. When you open your heart and simply ask, because you will receive. And now in your mind's eye, I want you to ask your guardian angel to stand directly in front of you. And with your eyes closed, I want you to look down at their feet and slowly raise your gaze until you are looking at them square in the eyes. What colors do you see? How tall do they seem? What color is their hair? And what color is their robe? Note how they appear to you. And now in your mind's eye, reach out and hold their hands. Feel their energetic touch as they place their hands into yours. You know this field of energy. This touch is familiar. You recognize the kindness, the pure love in their eyes. Reach out and place your arms around them, placing yourself heart to heart. Feel the emanation of pure, unconditional love emanating from the most beautiful hug you've ever received. Now let us ask the guardian angel and the frequency of miracles to step into your space and align their energy with yours. Just raise the frequency running through you and to you. So when you feel the presence, the angel of miracles and mercy, have them step forward before you within your mind's eye. And I want you to place your hands, palms up, place them out before you. And I want you to see hands of miracles placed inside of your palms. I want you to breathe in through the palms of your hands and see an energetic exchange begin to take place between the angelic realms and yourself. I want you to breathe the vibration of miracles up through every finger and into your heart. When it reaches your heart, take a big, deep breath and see that light growing brighter and brighter, and exhale it out of every pore on your body. Feel the vibration of miracles become one with your personal frequency. You are the difference that this world needs. So let us breathe in the miracles of clarity, clarity of thought, clarity of mind, with divine aligned actions that reflect the divine mind of Source. Feel it as it moves through you, plugging into every cell of your body, dissolving any doubt. Now in your mind's eye, let us call your spirit guide forward, your main spirit guide that speaks to you daily. I want you to see and feel another presence coming into the room and standing before you. And with your eyes closed, I want you to look down at the floor. With your eyes closed, look at your feet. And then notice another pair of shoes and feet standing in front of you. So as you begin to scan up, notice what is on their feet. Looking up their legs and their torso. Does your spirit guide wear pants? Allow them to introduce themselves to you as you slowly bring your gaze upon their face. See the love and the wisdom in their eyes. And feel that deep cosmic connection that you have with this guide before you. And now I want you to ask this spirit guide for a message. I want you to ask them for a sign. A very particular sign. Something that you will know is directly from them when you see it. And let's put a deadline on this sign. Tell your spirit guide they have 48 hours to give you the particular sign that you are now asking for. Your sign can be a rainbow. I want to see a rainbow. I want to see a mouse. I want to see a butterfly or a hummingbird. Choose a sign and ask them to give it to you. Your soul knows the name of your spirit guide. But as you stand there and look into their eyes, I want you to ask them to tell you their name. And I want you to remember that name you felt instantaneously. The one that came to you before you had finished asking your request. Pay attention to how you received that name, how it felt. Now let us ask the highest level of archangels to flood the room that you are in right now. To fill up the room, the highest divine frequency of love, protection, clarity, and strength. Just see that energy spinning all around you. Breathe it in and acclimate. See your body receiving exactly what it needs in this time. Breathe it into your third eye and dissolve all barriers that prevent you from seeing your truth. Allow this divine alignment to take place. Believe, and you shall receive. Bringing your hands and your awareness to your heart. Let's solidify that connection through the power of unconditional love. Feel it as it moves through your body, through your chest. Just allow your light to flow out into the world. To unite each one of us, to spill into the collective consciousness and raise the vibration of every single man, woman, and child upon this earth. We align our hearts, our mind, our body, and our soul with the awakened expression of who we are, the miracles that we have come here to perform, the living expression of divine source energy that works through us and to us. We align ourselves with that. With gratitude for all that has been received here tonight. And so it is. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. I hope that you received exactly what you've come here to receive. Remember that you can re-watch this recording and get a different activation each time you watch it. There's activations. I'll let you in on a little secret. There's activations in every single meditation that I do. I can feel when God is working through me and sharing the vibration and activating others. That's what we're here to do, is to spread that and activate it. So it is my honor and my duty to share my frequency with you, to share my knowledge, my wisdom, all of that makes up my frequency. So thank you. And I thank you, Steve, for reminding me to mention that I am teaching my Level 2 Quantum Psychic Remote Viewing the Matrix 4-part series. It starts next Monday, coming up on the 11th, September 11th, and it goes for 4 Mondays from 7 to 8:30 Mountain Daylight Time, MDT. And it's a really cool course. It's full of activations, full of wisdom, full of knowledge. I show you guys how I get my information, how I remote view to find missing people, to do my job. It's a lot easier than people think. I'm not special. I'm not. I've just figured out how to do it. And I know that if you guys learn how to do it and you practice, because practice makes perfect. It does take practice. It takes practice. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes. It becomes second nature. And I do readings 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. So for me, it's second nature. But it comes. The more you do it, the more it comes. So let me show you my methods and my techniques on how to accurately pull information from the matrix, how to remote view. And we talk a lot about astral traveling. I give you the frequencies in order to be able to do that, and the instructions on how to do that, because remote viewing and astral traveling are completely different, but yet one is a tool for the other. It really, really is. So I explain all that starting Monday, September 11th. And it's only $149 for all 4 classes. I think that's a really good deal. I send out homework. I'm available during the week for you if you want to email me or text me and describe what you're going through and what you've experienced, because once you open that door to the matrix, it's next level. It really, really is. It changes your life because it's so easy to decode what people aren't saying and what's coming up next. Because even if we don't realize it, we actually are living in a simulation, and there is a way to be able to accurately predict what's coming up next, and to be able to look back in time and pull information from the universal mind. So I'll teach you how to do that. So sign up through my website just the same way you did tonight. Nancy, yay, you're in there. Looking forward to level 2. That is awesome. Megan says, thank you, Patricia. I have never experienced anything like that. Thank you for sharing the gift of your frequency with me. Absolutely. Thank you for receiving and coming, because it is my pleasure. It's what I'm here to do. And without all of you, I wouldn't be able to do it. So thank you for showing up and for wanting to receive from me. So I know that I went over in time, but had a lot to say. So God bless you all. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, everybody, for joining and sharing your vibration all over the world, wherever you are. And I will send out the recording of this probably tomorrow. I'm going to go home and go to bed. So God bless you guys. Sweet dreams. And I will hopefully see you on Monday, the 11th. Bye, Yuka. Have a great day in Japan. Much love. Take care, guys. Bye for now.